Hello, hello. Geez, the heat's been getting to me. I slept in and woke up and went and had a shower and stuff, and then it was like 20 to 10. So sorry about that, about starting late, but I am here. I have a very curious little girl with me. How you going, sweetheart? Mm-hmm. So, it is Saturday the 20th of January here. Hi, old spirit art. Geez, I've really got to... Should have left... I had an 8:30 timer on my phone and for James. And I should have left it on there for myself. Yeah, just the heat and everything's been so shocking, hasn't it? Hi, Maureen. Well, down here it has. Thoughts out to our friend Ali from Heart and Soul Connected. Of course, last I heard several days ago, she'd gone 5 days without water up in the frozen wherever she is. Hi, LF. And yeah. So we've got cyclones happening up north. Well, forming. So let's send best good wishes to everyone up. Well, me to you guys in America, where all the cold weather is shocking, isn't it? Yeah. So what is going on out and about in the traps? I've been keeping an eye on the odd story about Trump and, you know, yada yada with him. So James has lost the sound remote for the sound bar. I'm like, well, turn it off at the main button and just use the television until it's found. I'll go up and do it manually on the sound bar. Stubborn man. Anyway. What's happening around the traps? What would you like me to look at? Hi, Sherry French. Okay, conscription may be on its way back after NATO warns of an all-out war with Russia. Okay. Will it happen? Let's have a look at that. The AG has backed for a speedy Trump trial. Well, of course, it's been hanging over people for 4 years. Yeah, the US has warned Israel no reoccupation of Gaza. Donald Trump declares Joe Biden is grossly incompetent. DC bars charged 3 of Trump's lawyers. I don't know why. What's this change the date thing is? Oh, hi everyone. Hi, Pisces Greeter. Hi, Steve. Hi, Shelby Lisa. Maureen, hi. Hi, Robin Blanc. What is swatting? I'm not quite sure on what it is. Yeah, I slept until almost 9:30 this morning. Didn't look at the clock when I got up and went and had a shower and stuff. Came out and it was like 22. So by the time I got everything sorted, I was a little bit late. So sorry about being late. Hello to all my lovely lurkers and also to everybody who watches my videos at a later date. So what is swatting? I'm really curious because everyone keeps coming up. What is it? The action or practice of making a hoax call to the emergency services in an attempt to bring about the dispatch of a large number of armed police officers. So they're calling up and saying these people at the addresses of people. SWAT team on a false pretend. Yeah. Yeah. That's dangerous. It is. It's bad enough when they do it. Okay. So I'm going to get the... It's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's a very dangerous waste of resources and, and it can be dangerous for other people who really do need those services, So let's have a look at yeah. Take the larger one out. Let's see. So let's have a look at NATO versus Russia. One of the stories that was there was that NATO are warning of an all-out conflict with Russia. Hang on. The DC bar charges 3 lawyers who helped Trump overturn the election. Okay, so top military officers warned people could be conscripted into the armed forces after NATO admitted that it is preparing for an all-out war with Russia. Will it happen? Will there be an all-out war between NATO and Russia? Let's set this pendulum swirling. Wow, yes, it is a real possibility according to the pendulum. Civilians might have to brace themselves for being caught up for military service. Well, I don't know. I would imagine that would be up to each individual country. Well, of course they are, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The US has warned Israel, do not reoccupy Gaza. Will Israel reoccupy the Gaza Strip? Yes. They're going to do their own thing regardless. And what are you going to do with it after that? I mean, yeah. And the Israelis have absolutely said no on the idea of a Palestinian state. The interesting thing, Palestine was a state. It was. Well, it was an area, and, you know, I think these people should be given a country back. They should be given a national identity back. It's a very tricky thing. talking about the Palestinians, and I think, why shouldn't there be the establishment of an actual country, state? I think it's about time other countries really stepped in and acted properly. But yeah, it could get very, very messy. I do think it's, and then we have Pakistan sending missiles into Iran. The whole region is, I think the whole region is going to explode in 3 or 4 different conflicts exploding. It's, yeah. Will there be, will a Palestinian state be established? Oh, yes, it's swinging into a yes. Will it be in Gaza? Yes. I just got UN border force, so yeah. Yeah, well, yes, war crimes, definitely. It's probably going to rear its ugly head. Okay, let's move on to something. Will people who are swatting politicians and judges' houses, it's bad enough when they do it to private citizens. Will swatting become illegal? Let's see. Yes. Will people start being charged? Yes. I'm getting reckless endangerment. Will they start tracing all calls, all swatting calls? Yes. I think there's going to be new protocols introduced. Have there been war crimes committed in Gaza? Pretty quickly swung into a yes there. Have they been committed on both sides? That swung into a no. Only by one side. Will the war crimes in Gaza be exposed? Yes. Okay, said it swinging again. Were the war crimes in Gaza committed against Palestinians? Yes. And those of you who don't know, it takes me a little bit of time. What I do is to negate any because I suffer essential tremors and all that. I set the pendulum in a circle. I set it going, and then I let it. It kept going and slows down, and then it will indicate which answer. Okay, so I do this. I set it swinging in a circle. Okay, and then it ends up swinging in the answer. So that's why it takes a little bit of time for me to get an answer from it. I found that's the best way to get a proper unbiased response. Now, this story there, the DC bar has charged 3 of the lawyers who helped Trump. There's been this call recently in Australia to move the date of Australia Day. I don't know why. I don't know what that's all about. Judge Kaplan's tense exchange with Trump in the defamation case. Yeah, he almost ejected Trump. No, Trump is trying to get Kaplan to expel him from the trial so he can have another thing to add to his bow of poor little me. Oh, I was going to look at that story. Hang on. Yeah, go look at this story. Squirrel! I love that. Trump declares that Biden is incompetent. Okay. The DC bar has charged. Who have they charged? Sidney Powell, Julie Haller, okay. Oh no, not Sidney Powell. Julie Haller, Lawrence Joseph, and Brandon Johnson. for making false statements. This is the latest in a series of Oh, Lynn Wood. Is cooperating. At least this is raw story. So let's have a look. Is a cooperating witness against Trump in Georgia. Oh, well, that was last year. Okay. Anyway, I didn't know it's jumped. Yeah, so he can grift, but he's not going to do that. And you would think that Trump saying, yes, I want to be ejected, would open people's eyes. But yeah. Anyway, so these three lawyers, they face anything from a reprimand to a suspension to outright disbarment. Sanction, reprimand, suspension, disbarment. Okay, so Julie Haller be disbarred? Let's have a look. Because in supporting these statements, the consequences were just making false and frivolous, in bringing frivolous cases. It was very dangerous. No. Will Julie Haller be suspended by the bar? No. Will the DC bar reprimand Julie Haller? Yes. Okay. Lawrence Joseph is the other lawyer. Hi, Bora 333. Haven't seen you for a while. Welcome back. I'm doing pendulum at the moment. Okay. So Lawrence Joseph, the second lawyer to be charged by the Washington DC bar. Will Lawrence Joseph be disbarred by the DC bar? No. Will Lawrence Joseph be suspended? No. Will Lawrence Joseph be reprimanded by the DC bar? Yes. Okay. Considering the consequences of their actions, a reprimand is a bit like, hi, crazy cat lady Barley. I was a little bit late on this morning. I slept in big time. So I got up and had a shower and stuff, looked at my phone. It was, what, 10 to 9 or something? 10 to 9? So, yeah. 22 or 10 to 9 or something. So the third lawyer facing charges by the DC bar is Brandon Johnson. Will Brandon Johnson be disbarred by the DC bar? No. Will Brandon Johnson be suspended by the DC bar? No. Will Brandon Johnson be reprimanded by the DC bar? When they're reprimanded, I think it goes on their records. Yes. So all three are going to face a reprimand. Will all three be fined will all three lawyers be fined by the DC bar? I'm going to do that again because I had my finger against the chain. So will all three be fined by the DC bar? All three lawyers. Yeah, they're all going to be facing fines or penalties. Yeah. Yeah. Now, let's swap pendulums. Now, Trump, of course, has been trying to delay the case. Jack Smith's case. Will Jack Smith's case be held in, will Trump's Washington case be held in March? Yes. Now, I haven't looked recently at the presidential immunity business. Will the Supreme Court hear it? Will the Supreme Court hear? I've got no, but I don't feel I was very clear on that. Will the Supreme Court hear Donald Trump's request for immunity? No, No. I've got no first time, and it's getting really strong, the no here. So what's going on there? What is happening with Fannie Willis? What is happening with the case in Georgia? Has it been delayed or anything? Okay, let's see. Will the state of Georgia win against Donald Trump? Yes. Okay. Is Fannie Willis safe? Yes. Okay. Wow. Optically, it might look a little bit, but you know what? It's going through a divorce. It's her private business, you know. South Carolina is the latest state to ban transgender counselling care, whatever, for people under 18. I don't know what they think, that kids will change their mind if they don't have counselling about a very big step. Yeah. Will the transgender care will the transgender issue be taken to the Supreme Court? Yes. It's going to end up in the Supreme Court. Will the Supreme Court vote in favour of transgender care for teenagers? That includes counselling, all of the whole lot. Yes. Hi, Taro, your way. How are you? Yeah. Okay. How about we do some single card readings? Okay, so we'll do the first round. And single card readings. So if you want a card, put your hand up now. You're fat and fit, Taro, your way. Good on ya. Steve. Okay. So I'm going to take down a few names. Okay. So if you want a single card, LF. Okay. Oh, housekeeping tomorrow morning. You know, with the heat and everything, I've really been struggling. And last week's members only, I slept through the whole morning. Tara, your way. Members only. And I mean, it was like I woke up half an hour after it was supposed to start. I was sitting in the lounge room in the air conditioning, mind you. It was like, oh my God, I'd still got time. And it was about, a little bit after 10. I still got time to do it and fell straight back asleep again until 12 o'clock. So I did do the members only live. It was on the Monday. So sorry about that. Really been struggling with the heat the last bit. Yeah. Tara, your way. But yeah, members only live tomorrow. We're going to make it 10 a.m. Okay. Sunday morning, 10 a.m. for the members only live. Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing too. It's going to take a couple of years for the transgender issue to make it to SCOTUS. So, Sherry French. I'll take one more name for now. Hey, sweetheart. So if you want a card reading, I will do another session before we finish up today. I usually do 2 lots, so don't worry if you miss out on this round. So I'll get one more name for a single card reading. Bora Bora. Okay. So the picking names for a card read is closed for now, but I'll be doing another session before we leave today. Hello. Are you going to show everyone your pretty face? Show everyone your pretty face. Oh, what a pretty girl. What a pretty girl. Up. What a pretty girl. Okay, so Steve M, the first one to get a card. Okay. So, guide to the highest truth and compassion. Thank you for your help and guidance in answering questions. And universal spirit. And also thank you for your help and guidance in living a life of higher vibration. What card do you have for Steve M today? It's got the Ace of Wands, creative fire. It is an amazing opportunity. Be bold, be courageous, be optimistic, okay? This is a time for you to take action, and not for other people, but take action for yourself, Steve, is what I'm getting. It's got do what you're passionate about. Now, the little boy here has got in front of him a pot plant with a flower, and he's got the wands and he's creative energy. He's making these plants grow. It's time for you to take some action on something that you've always wanted to do for yourself. Okay? And it's a good opportunity. It's a good time for you to do that. Okay, so that's DVM. We'll be doing another round of cards later. Okay, so if you didn't get your name in, that's fine. LF. LF. This is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Earth, the Knight of Pentacles. Isn't he gorgeous? Bit sulky looking, but anyway, they're loyal, dedicated, protective, and sometimes apprehensive about the future. And I think that very much sums you up a bit. You are one to plan carefully, but and you are one to pay attention to the details. Okay. It says wait for perfect timing. Everything is set to go, but yeah, it's not quite the time. But this isn't a major arcana. This is a court card. So time-wise, it's just maybe a couple more months before things really get going. It's not that they're not happening now. They're just very slow and a bit more patience. Be patient. And, you know, you will see the results of your work, okay? Or your hard work. But I think you're feeling a little bit like we're never going to see this take off, or we're never going to see results. You will within the next couple of months, okay? There you go, LF. Tarot your way. You've got the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Water. A beautiful new emotional experience. Isn't that sweet? Awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual insights. It's got here a love letter, okay? And it also has a new home. But I feel like really drawn to the love letter. And it's not a love letter to somebody else. It's write a love letter to yourself, if that makes any sense. The more you do with tarot, the more you open yourself up. And in some cases, it can be a little bit confronting. In most cases for us, I think there's something when we're opening ourselves up, and we do, is that there can become a time when we feel like we have to confront something about ourselves. Tarot your way. So write a love letter to yourself. Write about the things you really like and love about yourself and want to continue nurturing about yourself. And write about all the good things in your life and everything. And I think you will realize that you really are worth the gifts that you have. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, that's good that you're attending a celebration of life. That is wonderful. But also, I really feel like sit down and write a love letter to yourself. Okay? Sometimes a lot of us think, well, why do we have this? Or why have we taken it up again after so many years of just ignoring it or not wanting to know about it? That was my case. And why have we been able to tap into it where others haven't? Do we deserve it? So write a love letter to yourself. And really, really, I think you'll really enjoy a celebration of life. What is a celebration of life? Is it akin to a christening or something like that with, often churches, they have christenings or things like that. Is it something akin to that, a celebration of the life of a little one? A funeral. Oh, I'm sorry. A funeral. But it is, in a way, you do come together to remember and celebrate a person. Blessings to you and to the family of the person. A funeral. Okay. I think it sounds a lot better than funeral, doesn't it? But sorry to hear that you've lost somebody who is close to you. I've not heard them called that before. So thank you for correcting me. Okay, Sherry French. Okay. Sherry French. You've got the Two of Wands. Taking the next step. Looking at the bigger picture here. Be bold and ambitious in your choices. It could be a good time to partner with others, okay? To team up with somebody who shares what your vision of what you want to. But one thing this card is not about is it's not about coming to a standstill, okay? It's really important with this card is that whatever your plans are or your vision is that you continue to move forward with it. Okay, Sherry French? Okay, so Bora Bora 333. You've got the Six of Wands. This is about validation, my darling, and victory. You've made some really wise choices. And the proof of that is, the proof is in the pudding. Okay. Recognition. It's got promotions, awards, or scholarships. And yes, they are forms of recognition. Whatever it is a chance for you to move forward and know that you are where you are supposed to be and that you can keep going. This is like a time of, do I finish? You know how when you go to uni and you enroll in classes, there's always a cutoff date where you can withdraw from the class without penalty. This is that time. You can continue to move forward or you can withdraw and there'll be no penalty. So this is a really good time. This is validation. This is a message to you that you can move forward and keep going. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Janet, yeah. So, damn it, Janet. You've been validated in what you've been doing and wanting to do, and it's a good time to move forward with it. Okay? I don't know what it is, so I don't know whether there'd be any penalty involved in you not moving forward with it or so, but you know what I'm saying. This is the time where you can make that decision. But it's also a good sign for moving forward. Okay. Yes, Janet from Another Planet. I haven't heard those ones. When I hear the name Janet, I always think of the Rocky Horror Picture Show with Janet, Susan Sarandon, of course. Damn it, Janet. What's his name? The guy who played Brad. Yeah. He was in the sci-fi movie in the early 80s, and oh my God, the outfit was just ridiculous, and the bike. Let's have a look. Barry Bosworth, I think it is. So let's have a quick look here. I have to know. Okay. Cast. Tim Curry, Susan. Yeah, Barry Bostwick. Barry Bostwick. That's it. Great voice. Yeah. He was in this sci-fi in the early 80s. And oh my Lord. Sci-fi movie. Yeah, Megaforce. Megaforce it was. And oh my God, he's got this gold jumpsuit or silver jumpsuit or whatever it is. It's silver. Okay. So here's Brad and everyone's favorite man from Spin City in his jumpsuit from Megaforce. And look at that feathered hair. It's just, isn't it just perfect? I mean, he was a honey, definitely was a honey. But yeah. Oh my goodness me, that just cracked me up. He was in Greece. On Broadway. So, very talented man. You want to hop out, sweetie girl? Okay. Yes, Mummy's coming. Yes, Mummy's coming. Oh, I've got to show you what hubby bought me for Christmas. I haven't set it up yet. One of the things he bought me for Christmas. I've got to do a tidy up in here. Oh, anyway. Fiber optic lamp. Sort of flashback to the 70s or what? So I'm really looking forward to setting that up. And yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. But I really do have to do some tidying in here. It really is quite a bit of a mess. So got to sort it all out first. Yeah. Yeah, Barry Bostwick. He also has a turn in Weekend at Bernie's 2. So if you've watched Weekend at Bernie's, you'll know Bernie's like dead. But if you haven't seen Weekend at Bernie's 2, you've got to watch the follow-up where a voodoo spell goes wrong. And yeah. And Barry Bostwick is in that as well. Yeah, he was, I have to say, Mannequin, I enjoyed it at the time when it was put out, but now I look at it and I think it's just creepy. But yeah, he's cute. And Jonathan Silverman, of course, always good value. Yeah. You're too beautiful, feral for babies. I caused serious damage to my house. I don't understand. Mm. Okay, now enough about this. Now, I have scheduled another, it's morning in the US, so it's called Tuesday morning tea. I was going to do it morning over here, and then my job got extended to 3 days a week from 2, so that's great. I'm really happy about that. So what I've had to do is make the Tuesday morning tea in the evening here, 9 o'clock. Now, it's going to be a pretty strict half hour, and bring some gossipy stories or something, because I don't want to be doing, the political and the heavyweight. I ended up having to look at some stories. It was a little bit flat last week, guys, but I did end up looking at Bruno Mars and his girlfriend and their relationship. So I'll tell Thing I said hello back to him and hope everything is going well. So please come and join me it'll be 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock. I'm 13 hours ahead. So 8 o'clock in the morning East Coast time, I think. I'm currently 13 hours ahead of you guys in the US. Bring a gossipy story or something, because even though I have saved the 2 sites I was looking at, or I think I did, I can't quite remember. Let's have a look. No, I haven't. I found a couple of gossip sites but forgot to save them. I am crap at finding gossip stories. So if you bring along a couple of gossipy stories about some celebrities or royals or something, have a bit of fun with that. I just wanted to do something that was a little bit different, a little bit fun. Okay. So, yeah. It would be nice because, I'll probably get better as I look for these things with finding gossip. But, yeah, it's just not been my thing, really. And, yeah, but it'd be fun. I want to do this fun thing on a Tuesday evening for me. So it would be late night cocktails for me, really. But it's called Tuesday morning tea. And I've just scheduled one just before I started on here for Tuesday. And, yeah, Tuesday morning in the US. So, yeah. So, anyway, that's another thing that's going to be happening. Okay. much on Trump this week. Not really. But let's have a look at some other things political. I saw a story. Thanks, Shelby. Thank you very much. That there's consideration of, I think we looked at it last week, asking Michelle Obama to step in if Biden into the ring, if Biden cannot run in 2024. Would she do it? Would Michelle Obama step in with Kamala Harris if Biden cannot run for the presidency in November this year? It says yes, she would. But it's not necessarily her ambition to do so. I think Biden will Biden win the presidential election this year? Yes. There we go. So Biden will be there. Now, so she would do it if she was asked. But I don't think she wants to be asked, and I don't think she's going to need to be asked. I think all of these sort of speculation things are people trying to undercut Biden, but he's done a good job. He's set the country on a road to recovery after disastrous presidency by number 45. Most people know that. I saw a story yesterday. The Attorney General handed down findings from their review of Uvalde, of the school massacre in Uvalde, and were not very favourable to the authorities and all that. And it has stirred up a lot of anger and heartache and despair again, but it needed to be done. And also, now I saw another story about, hang on, I think it was the National Guard being ordered in to, or the border, hang on, Texas border dispute. Let's have a look. The dispute deepens over federal access to the Greg Abbott has said Texas refusal to allow border agents into its park along the US-Mexico border is a new marker of the state's deepening rift. Okay. Texas won't allow Border Patrol agents on that property anymore. and also allow police to arrest migrants. Migrants are people who are they're documented on illegal entry charges, aren't they? Aren't migrants documented? Who is going to win? Texas or Biden? Who is going to win with this battle of the border? Will Biden win? Let's have a look. The Knight of Pentacles. It's definitely a standoff. This is a standoff situation, really. The Knight of Pentacles. Committed and grounded. Good. Patience. This is going to be about patience. So will Biden win this border dispute? The challenge will be, this is the Queen of Swords. The challenge will be dealing with, and it's reversed, dealing with manipulative, bitchy, and malicious and deceitful people. This is, because a lot of people who have the right to be there to work, migrant crossing the border and all that, because they have the migrant status, they're going to end up being arrested, And this is going to be a really, really, really hard on Texas industries if that happens. Okay. The advice here. Again, patience is the key. This is the Death card, but it's reversed. So it's got here resistance to change, inner purging, stagnation. So yeah, it's not going to go anywhere fast. Repeating of negative patterns. So be patient, because the repeating of negative patterns, it's like Abbott's only got so many tricks up his sleeve here, and he's just going to repeat them, and people are getting sick of it. People at Texas are getting sick of it. At the base of this reading is the 8 of Wands. Movement, rapid change. It's going to end up where things are going to go down very quickly. But at the base of this reading, of course, is movement across the border. But also, when things do start moving, it's going to happen really, really quickly. They're stopping a federal agency from doing their job. So, okay. Outcome, we've got the 4 of Pentacles. Possessiveness, insecurity. Well, the first outcome is going to need a solid investment, and it's going to need to be a step up in security by the federal government. The Moon. Okay. This is going to increase in complexity, and there are things. Why this particular national park or state park, whatever it is? Why? So there's secrets going on there. Okay, things are going to come out about that. Temperance. The Empress. Okay. More blocking, the outcomes of things. This is not going to be resolved quickly. This is the second major arcana in the outcomes here. The Empress, more blocking, and it's reversed. Lack of growth. Insecurity, again, and the last one is the Four of Cups reversed. So, even though it's going to take a while, there will be new options, new outlooks. It's going to be time to snap out of it, it says here. And acceptance. So I do think who is going to win? Will Biden win in the end? The Hangman. There's going to be surrender in the end, I think. But it's not going to happen anytime soon. We're going to have any Texas districts turning blue. Let's have a look. This November, will the Texas House turn blue? It's got yes. The pendulum said yes. This November, will the Texas Senate turn blue? No. But the House will turn blue. If Governor Abbott will Governor Abbott be governor in November? God, no. He will not be the governor in November. Interesting. Will the Attorney General be a Democrat in Texas? Will the Attorney General in Texas be a Democrat? Yes. So if Abbott is not going to be the governor of Texas by November, is Abbott going to face a recall? Yes. Will the governor's seat be won by a Democrat? I'm just going to circle. Will the governor's seat be won by a Democrat? Because if he faces a recall, there's going to be an election. Yes. Wow. So this is what the pendulum is saying. So it's going to be really interesting year for 2024. Is 2024 a bad year for Governor Greg Abbott? Yes. Will there be independents in the Texas Senate after the election? No. Okay. Will the Democrats have the majority in the Senate, in the Texas Senate, after the election? No. Okay, well, that was another way of asking if they'd win the Senate. So, no. But it looks like they'll have the House. So I'll double check that. Will the Democrats have the majority in the House, in the Texas House, after the 2024 election? Yes, different pendulum, different way of phrasing the question. But again, we got a yes. So it looks like, will Texas turn purple? Will Texas turn purple in 2024? Will Texas be purple after the 2024 election? Yes. Wow. And I'll ask the question I asked with the cards. Pendulum, will Biden win the issue with the border, with the Texas border? Will Biden beat Abbott over the Texas border? Will he defeat Abbott over the Texas border? Yes. Okay. There we go. I feel like I'm not going to do a reading on it, but I do feel like Avati is going to come back and haunt Abbott, especially if there's another shooting, and I hope to God there isn't. But the chances of another shooting happening in Texas, of course, is, well, elsewhere as well, but especially in Texas, seems to be quite high. But I hope to God there isn't, because I do feel like Texans are really had it up to here. Trump says presidents must have complete and total immunity. Guess what, buddy? That's not necessarily the case. This story just came through. 3-judge federal appeals court panel is expected to soon decide whether to dismiss Trump's federal election interference case based on his presidential immunity. Okay. Will the federal appeals court grant Trump immunity? Will the 3-judge federal appeals court grant Trump immunity? No. Then he'll try and take it to the Supreme Court, but I don't think they'll hear it. Okay, guys. How about we do one last round of single cards? Okay. So if you haven't had a card and you would like one, put your hand up. I'm going to use a different, let's see, same deck, different deck. Let's see. I might use the Angels deck for this round. Single card readings. So if you would like a single card, so if you want a card, put your hand up. Hello. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back. I can move I've been doing 9:30 for my lives on Saturdays, but if you want, I can move it back to 10. But, just have to wait and see. Okay, anyone else want a single card reading? And I'm using the Angel Tarot cards today. This time, before we used the Angel Wisdom Tarot, but now I'm using the Angel one. So who else would like a reading? I can do a few more. Yeah, Governor Abbott. Yeah, those guys stood around for an hour and did nothing, and kids were shocked. So yeah, Margelle. I'm going to do Margelle's card, and if somebody else wants me to do a card, you can put your hand up. Okay. You have the wheel. The Archangel Michael. Look at this. Okay. Now, a time for positive change for you, Margelle. This could mean that a situation that you've been waiting on to get going, it suddenly moves forward, or plans suddenly move forward. It's a very fortunate time for you. So there's going to be some good positive changes. And yeah. Well, I do feel like something that you've been waiting on and has been a bit of a standstill is suddenly going to get going as well. So that's great. Hi, Jenny Penny. So that's really good for you, Margelle, that it's a time for positive change and for things to start happening that have maybe been in the background or at a standstill for a while. And this fortune, it's going to keep happening. Hi, Margaret Navarro. Jenny Penny. Margaret Navarro. Jenny Penny. Guys, thank you again for your help today. And please lend us your wisdom and universal spirit's wisdom. And a card for Jenny Penny. You have the Star, so you're second. So another major arcana. This is the Archangel Jophiel. Okay. Positive times, happy times, and it's a good time to make optimistic long-term plans. Okay, and you are on the right path, my darling. Okay, you are on the right path and heading where you need to go. Keep up the faith because, yeah, those changes you've been looking for, hoping for, that you've been taking steps to prepare for, even though you weren't sure they would happen, they're going to happen. Okay, so it's a really good positive time for you, my darling, and the hope and the faith that you've had in whatever this situation is, it's going to pay off. Okay, good positive changes. Okay, so that's Jenny Penny. Margaret, and anyone else want a card? Hi, Geek. Yeah, I'm wrapping up, but I'll be around for a couple more minutes yet. So who else would like a card? Oh, Margaret, a card flipped out for you. Oh, no, that was bad shuffling because three popped out. So that was bad shuffling. So we'll put that back in. And if one of those cards were meant for you, it'll come up again. So geek, yep. I hope it's not being too... I am hoping to have a friend of mine on, Anne Simpson, and she has a little channel called Dr. Anne. And I'm thinking of maybe doing something, seeing if we can organise something together to do this coming Friday. I'll let you know. Got to have a chat with her. And yeah. But if you want to check out her channel, she's got a few videos there with things she's done with Ali at Heart and Soul Connected. So Dr. Anne, it is ANN, Dr. Anne. So, okay, Margaret Navarro. Well, it looks like you were definitely meant to have a Cups card. You've got the Nine of Water, which is a really good card, which is wishes coming true, an alleviating of concerns, okay? You've been worried about a few things and it's been stopping you from enjoying life a little bit. It's okay. Everything will work out as it should. Everything will be fine. Let the concerns fade away because everything is going to happen as you hope and have worked towards as well. So sit back and relax and just know everything's going to work out and enjoy your life a little bit more. I think you've been tied up in this situation, Margaret, a bit more than you even realise, and it has been sort of draining a little bit of your love of life. So just sit back, relax. Everything will work out as you want it to. Just let go of those concerns and let things happen in the background and just start enjoying life again because it will work out how you want it to. Okay? Geek, my darling geek. Keith, how are you? You've got the Eight of Earth, the Eight of Pentacles. You know, you have done so much and you have fantastic skills which you have put to use to track down, to help find some horrible people and be sure that they got the punishment that they deserved. James is fine. Thank you very much. It's got going back to school, but I think you might, not you going back to learn, but maybe you going back to pass on some information or some knowledge, learning all there is to know about a topic. And I think that I'm quite sure with your eyes, the work you've been able to do will slow down considerably, but you'll be able to do that again. I think you have your eye operation next week, don't you? Good luck with that. I do feel it'll all be fine. And the skills you have it's going to be rewarded, okay? And the work that you've done. And I do feel you might be offered a chance to teach others some of the skills that you have so that they can continue the work that you've done. Okay? There's definitely going to be some recognition coming towards you, Keith. Well-earned recognition. You might say, oh, shucks, just doing my job and all that. But no, take the compliment, Keith. It's well-earned. Okay? Okay, my darlings. Well, if nobody else wants a card, I'm going to wrap it up for the day. Okay, thank you for joining me. Thank you for your patience. And yeah, I really did sleep in, didn't I? I thought it was only like 8:30 or so when I got out of bed, but it was 9:30. So, yes, he is. And I'm sure his eye operation is going to go well. And yeah, and you've got some amazing skills, Geek, to pass on to others to continue the work that you've been doing with authority. Yeah. And I do feel, yeah. Anyway, my darlings, I love you all. Thank you for joining me. I want you to look after yourselves. Take care. Check out for each other, especially in those areas that are snowed in and are having a lot of trouble with this winter weather. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay loving, and above all, my darlings, stay laughing. Laugh every day, and if you can, laugh with a stranger. Love you all, and I will see you Tuesday night for everyone, but members only. I will be back on again tomorrow. I will not sleep through the whole morning. I promise. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, my time. Members only live. Okay, bye-bye.